Hey guys, we're going to be doing the taking apart of the PS4 controller, and all you're going to need is just a Phillips bit and maybe a screwdriver, and I always have a pair of tools just in case. Alright, and just so you guys know, taking this apart does void the warranty. Yep, see. And once you do get these screws undone, it's going to feel like you're going to break the controller when you peel it apart. Just the cracking of it, it feels like it's going to snap. This is what happens when I don't have the greatest tools. Alright, so now we got most of these out. They're all pretty much, yeah, they're good. Maybe we'll get that a little more with a finer tip bit. Oh, there's the bit I was using yesterday. You guys don't have to peel off any sticker here to get to a screw. I thought that's what I had to do, and I was just too lazy to put it back. Here's the cracking. Show you, let's do that. And don't rip this apart, because there is a fine line wire here. Just disconnect that, and that's the whole light bar. Next, just undo the battery. And the battery assembly isn't screwed on or anything. It's two separate pieces. You can take off the R2 and L2 joysticks. But do remember, get close here. The springs go on the outer ring. Right there. And they go and they rest like that, like a normal PS3 controller. So don't lose those springs, because those are actually pretty hard to figure out how they go back on. And then you have one screw right here. Be careful you don't slip and just gouge the whole circuit board, because that would not be good. This whole assembly pops out. This light bar is not the light bar. The touchpad is the hardest part of this. Like, it's just a pain. And this leaves you to replace your joysticks, any buttons. I mean, these all come out of here. Of course, this is a little nicer because these all stay in here solidly. And then you can have that for customizing and painting. This I could take off, but I really don't want to, just because it's a pain in the ass to remove all of this for one little light bar. Take that off. You could, I'm not quite sure how that would work. If you could maybe even put a film over that, but that's how that goes. You can take off the little board right there and then still customize your own controller. Alright. So now that you guys have seen all that, we're going to put it back together and see if it still works. There we go. And the only thing that sucks about the PS4 controller is that this doesn't really separate from the actual plastic piece due to the rumple wires. I mean, you could, but it'd be pretty pointless. I mean, unless you're going to do a straight up mod to the controller itself, I wouldn't do that. And this does have a bar that you need to do. You just flick this up like that, and then it pulls out. A lot of people will just try to yank it out, and it will not go out unless you lift up that little plastic bar. Let's see here, set this the right way through there. Alright, so then you have all your parts, and now you just need to put it back together. So that little screw I took out, I didn't even take that off with a screwdriver, but it needs to go back on there. So I'm going to flip this over, and I'm going to put all the buttons back first, because that's just what... Square X. PlayStation button. And then you do put this back on. Oh, it does go that way. My bad. The D-pad. And that just gets covered by this. And all of these parts are going to be pretty easy to paint and put back. I mean, they're not huge, super tight gaps. That there, and that's all good. If you spill liquid between the speaker, you can actually just clean that out. I had to do that yesterday and prong it all out. Just put the joysticks back on. Make sure they're on all the way. There's not really much to clean on this part that gets dirty besides maybe the speaker fill, but don't forget to put the light bar back in. Ah, touchpad, I keep calling it the light bar. Don't know why. And again, it's probably the biggest pain for me. It should slide through this opening, so you're not all confused about that. It'll match up. I know, I was worried that I wasn't going to get that back, and then it was quite easy. So, once you have everything stable, I did that again too. You're going to want to put these back in. And the hole will go down towards the joysticks. And that's where the tweezers really help, because... Let's see if we can do that by hand. Alright, dropped in. Dropped in. Alright, so everything's good. It fits. Put the screw. Don't tighten that one too much because it'll just ruin it. Make sure that tab is up, put that back in, and then slide the tab down. Battery, assembly, the battery. All good there. Everything is looking good. Alright, now for the joysticks. Not the joysticks. Toggles. And L2, you just put this, on right here, like a normal controller. Make sure these rubber flaps aren't like this, because if they are, it won't work, it won't register. So you gotta put these little rubber nubs over that plastic piece. And I know a couple videos I watched did not show the R2 and L2 toggle springs, how they go. They go over this right here. And another thing, these will still work if you break one of these right here, these plastic ends. It'll still work if you break one. And technically you don't even need the spring, but I mean, why would you take them out? And then those go down like that. That works, that works. Oops. This back on. And some people say if you leave this disconnected, it'll save your battery. It doesn't really matter. Put that back in there. Right there. Always do the toggles. And push it forward. Alright. It works, that's always a plus. And then you put these 4 screws back in. I'm not going to put all of them back in, but you guys get it. And that's how you do that. And that would be me taking apart the PS4 controller. Thanks for watching.